So in this video, we're just going to be creating this little very simple React blog. And so all of this data, this information gets seeded through a file, which is right here. And all that file is an array of objects. Each object has a title, a subtitle, the images for the gallery, a primary asset, and the copyright used for that post. And each post consists of custom components. So a title, a subtitle, and then we write a WriteUp component or a copyright component. We have a gallery or an image gallery component. We have another WriteUp component, and then finally the primary asset. And so this would be the title subtitle. This is the copyright or the WriteUp component. This is the gallery component here. We have another copyright or WriteUp component. And finally, this is the primary asset. It can be an image. We just have embedded videos. And so if any of this interests you at all, be sure to follow us on our socials. That's the Twitter and the Instagram. We do daily posts, things we're working on, videos coming down the pipeline, video of the week, all that good stuff. And so with all of that said, let's begin. All right, so let me show you the normalize file first. So what are we doing here? So this is the default font for the project. We're gonna use a different font for the WriteUp, but just as the base font, the Roboto. And do I have that in here? I'll make sure to give you guys a link of where to get this if you guys want this font. You can use whatever you want. So for body in the div, we're just normalizing, so margin padding 0, border box. The body is what? A width of 100 per width, 100% max width, min height, overflow X. So we can't scroll left or right for this tutorial, this little project, just up and down. So that's the normalized CSS. And we're going to start with, what are we going to do? Let's do a blog page and a post for this whole section. And then we'll move on to the WriteUp component, the gallery component, and the primary asset component, which is just a way of embedding a large picture or a YouTube video if you want. So for this section, let's do blog page and post. So let's do components. Let's go blog page.js. Let's do post.js. Let's get the appropriate style sheet. And that was blog page styles.css. We'll do a post underscore styles.css as well. And the blog page is RFCE semicolon. Let's import the style sheet. Import /style/blog underscore page underscore style CSS. Same thing for the post. RFCE semicolon. And we'll import the style sheet. So components, no, style/post underscore styles.css. All right, so we'll do the blog page first. Let me close the post. Let me close the style sheet. And let's use it in the app. Let's do this. Import. And we'll say blog page from /component/blog page JS, like that. Let's use it here. Blog page. And let's see if it actually works. Let's do this. Is it working? Yeah, it's working. All right. So let's do this. We can close the app component. Yeah. All right. So let's do language mode. Let's do this. Delete that. Language, JavaScript, React. All right. So every blog page is going to be surrounded by, or just the one blog page. It's going to be surrounded with a div. We'll call it the blog page. Yeah, the blog page is going to have like a header area. So I'm going to say div. We'll say site header. I'm not going to fill this out with any sort of graphics. I'm going to leave that to you guys, but just a place to put your company's header or logo or whatever. So div site header. Then we'll do a page name. So what page are they on? For this, I'm just going to say developer diary or developer blog. We'll do that. And so each little post is going to be in a container in the blog page. And there's going to be a left side and a right side for the, actually not every post. There's going to be a left side and right side for the blog page. The left side's going to have the post. The right side's going to have that blog index. So we'll do left side like this. We'll do a right side like this. And the left side's going to have all of the blog posts. So div, we'll say blog underscore posts. And the right side's going to have the blog index. So div blog underscore index like that. And we're just going to some dummy data. Later on, we're going to automate this thing to read through a file. But for now, just to see what's on the screen. To have something to look at, we're just going to do a UL like this, li. We'll have a link. Let's just say HTTPS localhost, and we'll just say I don't know, lower them to like that. We'll copy this, paste and paste, save. There we go. And this is where we're going to have the actual post, that component. We're going to have like a post like that. We're not wiring this up just yet, so I'm just going to leave this empty like that. All right, let's go to the style sheet and style this guy. So let's do a left side, right side thing. So left side, right side. All right, so we start with the blog post. We're just going to do a width of, let's say, 100%. And after that, we have the site header. We'll do a width of 100%. Let's do a background color of some sort of like an off black color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll do a height of 400 pixels. Again, I'm not going to fill this out with a fancy graphic. You can do whatever you want in that site header. So that's the site header. Let's go with the actual page name. So page name, we'll do a width 100%, a height of 300 pixels this time. And let's do a background color of, let's do the opposite. So we'll do the eggshell color, ECE8E1. All right, let's do a color for the text with the black color, 5, 6. Let's increase the font size to 50. Let's see what that looks like. Let's do the font weight, and we'll do 900. And let's center the font in the text in that little page name thing. So let's do display of flex. We'll do justify content of center, align items of center. That should be there. Perfect. All right, so with the blog post, we have the site header, we have the page name. Let's move on to the container. So that container is going to have a left side and a right side. So we'll just do a width of 100%. We'll do a height of fit content. And then we'll just do a display of flex like this. Display of flex. And you're not going to see left side, right side. Let me do this for now. Left side. Let's go background color of red. Let's go right side. Right underscore side. We'll do background color of blue. And we'll give these guys some dimensions. We'll do width. And left side I think was going to be 1400 pixels. Height of fit content. And the right side is just the remaining stuff here. So we'll do a flex grow of 1. Padding of 30 pixels like that. There we go. So that's the left side here. This is the right side here. And let's just get this a height so we can see it. Height of, I don't know, let's get 200 pixels. There we go. We're going to take these colors off later. And this height's going to be the fit content. So the container is going to be a display of flex, so a row, so everything's in a row here, left side, right side. Let's do a default color for the text in this to be the eggshell color, so ECE81. And the default background color to be that off black color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's see if that's working on the, let's do this. Delete this color, delete this color. There we go. So the right side, we're going to have a different color though. Let's just do F3, 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 see what that looks like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Take this off, yeah, there we go. So container width, height, display, color. Do we need a font size? No, we'll define that in the post. We have a color, background color, that looks good. Left side, width, height, that's good. Right side, just take up the remaining, whatever 1400 minus this little size is. Padding 30, so we can get these guys sort of in the center. Background color, that's good. What are we missing now? We need to do the blog posts. We need to do the blog index, the UL, and the LI. All right, so let's go to the left side first. So on the left side, we have the blog posts. We're just going to do a width of 100%. We'll do a fit content for the height. And the posts are going to be scaled or ordered vertically. So we need a display of flex, but the flex direction has to be a column. So display of flex like that. And we'll do a flex direction of column. And we'll make sure the posts are centered in the column. So align items of center like that. You're not going to see it obviously right now. All right, so that's good for the blog posts. Let's move on to the, what's in the right side? The blog index. Blog index. Let's do a simple width, 100%, height, fit content. And just to show you guys what we're doing there, let me just do background color red like that. So that's the blog index. This is the padding of 30 pixels rounded. And then that's the blog index with the red background. The width 100 and the height fit content. let's take care of the UL and the UI. So UL, let's just say font size 20 pixels, like that. Let's do a font weight of 900, like that. And that's good for the UL. Let's do the LI. So UL, LI, and we're just going to space them out. So margin, we'll do 20 pixels on the bottom. So 0, 0, 0, and 20. Actually, that should be 20 right there. Top, right, bottom, left, like that. There we go. Let's turn off the red. Let's do full screen. Back here, full screen. All right. Looking decent. Well, let me do, what should I do now? Let me just import the responsive code first, and then we'll move on to the posts, or the post component. So that would be this right here. This is the responsive code for the blog page styles. So copy. We'll do an O, we'll do a paste. Go up here. What is this one here? Right side width. I don't think we're messing with that. I can delete that because we have flex grow. So we're just reconfiguring the layout. So the site header, if we go on a 4K resolution instead of 400 pixels height, it's at 600 pixels, and then we just resize everything. Left side is 1400 for the 1920, which is what the resolution, the monitor I'm working on right now. But we go lower than that. We go to left side 1024. It's going to be 800, 768. We're going to go down to a 100%. So we're just going to go full screen for the blog. So let me save this, and we'll see if it actually works. So that's 1920. This is going to be the mobile version. Let's see if we can center these guys though. That should be, what is this? The blog index. Blog index. Right side. Blog posts. Blog index. Let's see if we can do that. Display flex. Justify. Center. There we go. We'll keep it like that. And we'll do, yeah, that's good. All right. So that's the mobile. We go, and it just resizes like this. And for the 4K, let me just do this. Let's undock this. We'll do this, and 4K resolution. This guy right here. All right, so it's responsive. Let's do the post that goes in the on the left side. So let me close this down. Let's go back here. We can close this, and let's do the post. Let's go language version. Let's go JavaScript React. Let's get the style sheet going. All right, so each post is going to be surrounded with a div blog underscore post. And there's going to be 5 sections for this post. You can do however many sections you want, but every post is going to at least have the first section, which is going to be the title of the post, like a subtitle or a description of the post. So for this video, we're just going to do 5 sections. So div, every section is going to have a section class and then their own little class. So section 1 like that. Give me 5 of these. We'll go 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do this. Space. Let's go 25. Delete that. So the first section, like I said, is going to be the title. And so we'll do div.post underscore title. We'll do a span in here. We'll just say title like that. Title, and then we'll do a div, and we'll call this the post subtitle or description, whatever you want to do it. We'll do a span as well, and we'll do subtitle like that. Let's put this in the blog page so we can see ourselves transform it. So import, we'll say post from post.js like that, and we'll throw a post in here. Post. There we go. All right, there goes the title and the subtitle. And let's close that. All right, so that's section 1. Section 2, 3, 4, 5 can be whatever you want. We're going to have a mixture of galleries and write-ups and primary assets. So for this video, we're just going to have, I'm just going to do this as a placeholder. So for section 2, we're going to have a write-up component like this. There we go. Section 3, we're going to have a gallery component like that. Section 4 will have another write-up. And section 5 will have a primary asset, that the large print for an image, or you can do an embedded YouTube video. And that's going to be the primary asset like that. All right, so that's the skeleton of a post. Each blog post has a title, a subtitle, and then you can mix and match these components, these sections. You have 6 sections, 2 sections, whatever you want. So let's go into the CSS and style these sections, and then we'll get to the write-up, the gallery, and the primary asset components. So let's do left side, right side. So let's do this. Left side, let's go here, right side. And so every blog post starts out with a blog post. We'll do a width of 100%. We'll do a height of fit content, and every section has a section class. And so every section, doesn't matter which section it is, it's going to have a width of 100%, a height of fit content, a position of relative, and an overflow of hidden, like that. So let's go 1 through 5. All right, so section 1, we'll do the height. Should I do like, let me just do this way. So we'll just do a background color of, and we'll say D48D, I think it's A3, should be like an orange. There we go. D48, DA3, that looks like a pink. Why does it look pink instead of orange? Use D84, D84. Nope, it's supposed to be an orange. Let me see if I have it in my files here. Do I have the orange color? I do not. D48. All right, we'll keep that, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Close this. All right, so section 1, we'll do that. We'll have a margin from section 2 of, let's say, 20 pixels. So section 2 is going to start 20 pixels below section 1. And let's do some padding for section 1. Padding, we'll do 30 pixels on the top and the bottom. So 30, and this is the left, this is the right, this is the bottom, and we'll move it away from the left side of the screen. So 20 pixels like that. Okay, good. Let's go with section 2 now. So section 2 into section 4, both the write-up components, so they're going to have the same styles. So 2 and 4 like that. And all we're going to do here is going to have a margin of 50 pixels on the bottom. So 50 pixels like that. And we're just going to have a padding. So we're going to squish them in on the left and the right. So 0 on the top and 50 pixels on the left and the right. Let me do this so we have something to look at. Norm, let's go 10. Gallery, Lorem 3. Section 4, Lorem 10. And this guy, Lorem 10. There we go. And let me get rid of the artificial height here. That was in the blog page styles. And this is section, this is left side, some sort of left side thing. Left side, here we go, this height. There we go. Close this, back here. Let's go back here. All right, so section 2. Margin padding, section 2, let's do this. Background color, we'll do red. So that's section 2. We have the pushed in from the left and the right, and they're, I go section 3 like this. We're just spacing them out. Background color, blue. There we go. So section 2 and 4, section 3 is just the gallery. We're just going to center it in that section. So we'll do a display of flex, justify content, center, align items, center like that. There we go. That blue is going to be where the gallery is. These guys are the write-ups. This is section 1, the title and the subtitle. We'll make these larger in a second. So section 3, display, justify, align items, background color. Do we need a padding? Section 3 is a gallery. So let's do a 50 pixel margin or padding. We'll do margin on the top and the bottom like that. There we go. So we have section 1, section 2, section 3, which is going to be a gallery, section 4, which is just like section 2, and then section 5 is the primary asset. For that guy, section 5, we're just going to do a background color of like F7, what was it, 880C33, maybe E3CC, I think it was. There we go. That's section 5. That's going to be where the video or the large print image is. So let's handle section 1's font size. That was the post underscore title. For this guy, we'll do a width of 90%. Let's do a font size of 60 pixels, like that. good. Click off that. Font size, let's increase the font weight to 900. Good. Should do letter spacing. Now we'll keep it like that. The color is eggshell. Let's make it bright white like that. And let's do a margin. No, we don't need that. Let's do the post subtitle now. So width, we'll do 100% for this guy. We'll do a font size of 40 pixels for this guy. A font weight of 600. And color white. And let's move the subtitle. Let's indent it just a bit from the title. So we'll do that with a margin. So margin, GIN. 0 on the top, 0 on the right, 0 on the bottom. Let's see what 20 pixels on the left looks like. All right, looks good. Okay, so that's the post. Every post is going to have, let me just do this for now. Color black. So every post is going to have the section 1, which is the title, subtitle. Section 2, you can mix and match these things. But for this video, section 2 is a write-up. Section 3 is going to be a gallery of images. Section 4 is another write-up. And then section 5 is going to be the primary asset. And I wonder if I have to center that. Let me put that in here just in case. Let's do a display of flex. Display flex. I'm missing the S here. And we'll do justify content center. Center like that. Nope, it's the wrong one, excuse me. Should be in section 5 right here. There we go. All right, let me copy and paste the responsive code for this, and then we'll move on to the, we'll do the write-up first. We'll go to the gallery. We'll do the primary asset. And then we have to do like a separator per blog. You'll see what that looks like. It's just a series of dots separating each blog post. So let me get the responsive code here. Copy all this. Copy, paste, save. Let's go full screen and see if it works. There we go. And let's go mobile. There we go. Title, subtitle, second section, third section, fourth and fifth sections. All right, so let's move on to the gallery component. Let me just make these all here instead of doing it one by one. Not a gallery, excuse me. We're gonna move to the write-up. And we're just gonna move on to the write-up. Close. Where's the close? Open editor. This guy right here. So let's do the write-up JS and the styles for that. This guy right here. Okay, so let's start off with a React functional component. RCE, let's put a semicolon here. Let's go down here, semicolon here. Let's hook up the style sheet, so import, we'll do dot slash style slash, what was it? It was write up underscore styles, that's CSS. Let's use the write up in the post over here. Right here, so we can delete these two lines. We'll say write up. Did import on the, there we go, write up. Same for section 4, so we can delete these two lines afterwards. There we go. Let's see if it's wired. We'll do a write up like that. And it should have right up there and there. All right, so let's do the scaffolding, and then we'll go into the style sheet. Let's close that. All right, so every write-up is going to have a div. Let's go language first. Language, JavaScript, React. There we go. The div, we'll say write-up like that. We'll have the actual writing, the copyright. So we'll do div copyright like that. And for now, it's going to be programmatically entered. For now, we're just going to do lorem of like to 600. There we go. We're going to have a blur. So I'll show you what this does in a second. So the blur, and then we'll have the read more button. So div read underscore more like that. Read more dot dot dot. So that's it for the write-up. Let's go into the styles. Write-up, copyright, blur, read more. Let's do left side, right side. So it's right side, it's left side. It's good. Let's turn off the red. The red would be where post, styles, section 2 and 4. Red, this guy right here. There we go. All right, so let's start with the, what was it, the write-up. Let's do a width, 100%. Height of fit content, we'll do a position of relative, and we'll do a font family, instead of the font size, font family, instead of the Roboto, we're going to use Open Sans. So font family, and we'll do Open Sans like that. And let's go with the copy, right? We'll do a height of fit content. Fit content, let's do a font size of 20 pixels. And let's do an overflow of hidden. And now the blur. So for the blur, we're going to do .blur. We'll do a width of 100%. So this blur is going to sit at the bottom of this container right here. So width 100%. We'll do a height of 200 pixels. You can set it to whatever you want. We're just going to do 200 for now. So height 200. Let's do a, what should we do? Let's do the, so you can see what we're doing here. Let's do background image, linear gradient to top. We'll start at the, what's the color of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll start at 0% for that. We'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll move to 30%, and then we'll go to the transparent. We'll go to 100% like that. And just to see if it's working, let's do this. We'll do position. Let's go absolute, and let's anchor it on the bottom. There we go. So that's the blur effect. Let's turn it to different colors so you can see what we're doing there. Let's go red. Let's go red here as well. That's all we're doing. We're just anchoring a div to the bottom, and we're just filling it with a linear gradient, so it creates that effect right here. So let's do a Z position, so we need it on top of the text always. We'll do like an 8 right there. Bottom position, and we're not going to show. We're going to either show this this little blur when we're going to show it or not. So we're going to start it with a display of none. And if we need to show it when we go into the actual, we're going to code up some logic here, some programming logic, then we'll do the display to block like this, like that. But it starts at none. Same thing with the read more button right here. So we have the width, height, position, bottom, Z index, good. Let's delete this and do the read more button. Read more button, we'll do width, fit content. Let's do this. Let's go background color or color. ECE8E1. Actually, I want the color to be white or the color to be black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just want some contrast here. We'll do background color. Background color, and then we'll do the ECE81. There we go. Let's do a padding of 10 pixels. There we go. Let's deal with the font. So we'll do font size. We'll do 15 pixels. Font weight. Let's do 600. There we go. And let's do same thing. Display of none, unless we need it. We'll do a block later. Display of none, and we'll just do a position of relative. And to make sure this guy is on top of the blur, we'll do Z index of 9. This guy was 8, and we'll do 9 here. So padding, width, display, position, Z index, color, font, weight. Good. Let's go to the actual programming. And based on the size of the text here, the size of the container that the text fills, we're going to show that blur and we're going to cut it off. You'll see. All right. So for this, we're going to need a ref. So use ref. And we're going to need the use effect because we need to do some logic upon when this component mounts. So we're going to need a copyright ref. I'll say copyright ref is equal to use ref, like that. And we need a reference to the actual copy right here. So just say ref is equal to copyright ref, like that. Now, once this component mounts like this, we're going to check how tall is this container. If it's past a certain amount, we're going to change that amount. I'll show you how. If it's past that certain amount, we're going to hide all of this like this. Instead of height, fit content, we're going to say like height, well, let's say 500 pixels. So we'll go from all of this text down to this, like that. And we'll add the blur here, like this. We'll add the button here like this. And then when they click this read more, we're just going to go back to a height of fit content. We're going to hide the blur like this. And we're going to hide the read more button like this. So all that done programmatically. And so let's check what's the height of this guy. And so we'll do a use effect like this. And we're going to have a text threshold, just a variable. So const will say text threshold is equal to 500 pixels. We'll just say 500 for now. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have a const. And so the link to, or the reference to this DOM element's not in the copyright ref. It's actually in this. So we'll say copyright is equal to copyright ref dot current. That points to the actual div. And so we're going to say if the copyright dot get bounding client rect dot height. So if the height of this container right now with all the text is greater than that 500, or you can put whatever you want, greater than 500, then we'll just do all those things. We'll say copyright ref, and we'll say, what do we need? Let's go parent element. Actually, we don't need to do that. We can just do copyright ref. So copyright ref, or copyright, excuse me, that's style dot, it would be height is equal to this, is equal to that 500 pixels like that. So that'd be the text threshold, and then we turn on the blur and we turn on the read more button. So that'd be copyright dot next sibling. So this is the copyright ref. This is the next sibling right here. So turn on the blur style dot display is equal to block, as well as turn on the read more button. So next sibling like this. Sibling style display none. Let's see if this works. So I should save this, and then we should get the truncated stuff like that. There we go, and there we go. So let's code for the read more button. When they click this, we just reverse this logic right here. So when they click the read more button, we'll say on click, and we'll say handle read more. Let's do the function up here. Yeah, we'll do the function up here. Handle read more. We need the event, and that's what I forgot for this. Let's make this an actual clicker. So in the read more, we'll do this. Cursor pointer, and we'll say user select none. So we can't select the text like this, just to make it feel like a button like that. All right, so WriteUp, function handle read more. So all we're going to do is, so in the event, we're going to go by the parent. So when they click this guy, we're just going to go to the parent, and that'll give us access to this guy and this guy right here. So event, parent element, and children 0, which is this guy right here. That's parent element. Children 0 is this guy right here. So we're just going to do style.height back to fit content. And that would be fit content like that. We'll copy this, paste that here, parent element children of 1, which is the blur, style.display back to none like that. Same thing for the readme. So copy, or read more, excuse me. Parent element children of 2, which is the third guy, which is the read more, display of none. We save, we get that. So now we go back to the page. Let's go full screen. Let's go to 5. We click this, and undefined. Why is that? Excuse me, it's not event. It should be event.target. So it should be this right here. Nope. It should be this. By target. There we go. Save, go back, F5, read more like that. Read more like that. So that's just how we're going to handle the copyright. You can do anything in this. So we just did text. You can do paragraphs, tables, whatever. But for now, it's just just text, just to show you the read more functionality like that. All right, so let's move on to the what did we say next? What is in the post? So we did the write up. Let's move on to the gallery now. All right, so before we begin writing this this gallery component, I forgot to import the responsive code for the write-up component we just did. So let me do that quickly. So in here, we'll go right here. We'll copy this, and we'll paste that here. We're just resizing the font sizes for the copyright and the read more buttons based on the whether it's in 1920 or the 4K resolution. So let me save that, close that. All right, so let me do this. Let me go language. Let's go JavaScript, React. Let's import the style sheet. Styles/gallery_styles. Styles.css. Let me just do this quickly. Div, we'll do post image gallery like that. We'll say each one is going to have a gallery item, or gallery image, we'll say. And the image will do a, what should we do here? Let's do img and just use a dummy image. So pixum.photos 1920 1080. There we go. And we'll do like 4 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just for variety, we'll do this. 2, 4, and 6. So we get different pictures. Let's use this gallery component in the post here. Right here. The gallery. Is it imported? Gallery.js here. All right, let's go side by side and style this. Post image gallery image inside. Good. Left side, right side. Failed to compile. Gallery CSS is not in the components. Why is that? F5. Can't resolve gallery.js in there. Let's go back to the post. Gallery.js, gallery.js. Gallery. Oh, there's a comma. There we go. There we go. So that's section 1, that's section 2. Here's the gallery, all these images here. So let's start styling. Let me close this file here. So first things first, the post image gallery, that's going to be the actual grid container. Gallery. So we'll do a width of fit content. We'll do a height of fit content. We're going to have a max height in a second, but for now I'm just going to comment it out like that. Let's do display of grid. We'll do a gap of 10 pixels, and then we'll define the dimensions of the grid. So we're just going to do, what are we going to do? 1 row by 2 columns. So grid, where's it? Template rows, we'll do 270 pixels for the 1920 by 1080 monitor resolution. For the columns, we'll do 2. So repeat 2. And we're just going to do a bit of a calculation here. So 270 pixels times 1.7778. This just makes sure the, so you can think of the rows as height and the columns as width. This just makes sure this calculation, just make sure the width relative to the 270 pixels, it's a 16, I think it's 16 by 9 aspect ratio. Basically 1920 divided by 1080 will give you this aspect ratio, and we're just calculating or multiplying that by the, this would be the height in order to get the proper width, just to keep things in terms of that 16 by 9. And so when we add new rows, this just defines 1 row by 2 columns. If we add in more images, we want to do some auto rows. So for the auto rows, it's just going to be 270 pixels. So each new row is again the same thing, 270 pixels. We'll do justify content of center, and we'll do overflow X so we can't scroll left or right if hidden. We can scroll up and down. I'll show you how we do that in a second. So we'll save that. So there we go. That's image 1. Maybe F5. I don't like that blue thing. So it's image 1, 2, 3, and 4. Gap is there. Let's do this. Let's go with the actual gallery image now. For this guy, we'll just do a width of 100%, a height 100%, and we'll center the images in here. So display, we'll do flex, justify content of center, align items center as well. That's self. Align items center. There we go. And what do we have here? Width, height, 100%, repeat 2, pixels, 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 pixels. And for the actual image, so gallery image, we'll just do width, this, width 100% with a height of auto like that. There we go. So that's our little grid here. Just to show you the scroll effect. So this max height thing, currently the height is fit content. So if we did like this, spammed here, we're gonna get that many images. We just want to show the max. You can do whatever you want. We just want to show a max of 2 of these of rows. So we can go here and go to max height and do another calculation. So the height's going to be a pixel denomination, so calculate. So each row is 270 pixels right here. This guy right here. So 270 times 2, so that'd be 2 rows. Save that. And then we have this little effect here. We can scroll in the actual grid container. You can do whatever you want, ×3, times whatever. And I don't know if you can pick this up, but it's slightly cutting off this image. So we can add this if we want. You don't have to, but it's to show the entire 2 rows. We can just add some pixels. Let's add 10, see what that looks like. Let's add 20, see what that looks like. 20, that's too many. Let's go 12, see what that looks like. There we go. So we can see the complete two images on the rows. All right, so that's good for the gallery styles. Let me import the responsive code. I'm going to rewrite all of this code like this. I'll just explain why I did that in a second. So right here, all of this. Go down, down, down. Just do this responsive code. And all of this right there. So Control C, let's delete all this, Control V. And so all I did was, instead of hard coding it to, this is 1920, that's the 270 pixels. I just have different row or heights for the images based on whether it's 4K resolution, 1920, I guess you could say this is standard, and standard as well. Anything below, basically mobile right here. We're just using the same calculation here. So we have a max height for the 4K resolutions. We have the max height, which we just did. This is the 270 for 1920. And that's for the 1440. Same thing, max height, max height, max height. So when we do this, save, we go back. This would be the, what are we at here? We are at, let me do this, let me do this. We are at, that's 728. That's what that, 856. And then we can go to the control. There we go. Let's do this. This is better. So this is the 4K resolution right here. That's 4K. We can go down to the 1920. There we go. And then we just go down to like the singles. So 100% of the width of the container if they're on mobile like that. All right, so let me close that. Actually, I saw an error. Actually, no, it's good. Thought this text was too large. All right, so let's move on to the, what are we doing? Let me close this. Let's go right side, left side. Now we can do this for now. All right, so gallery is done. Let's close this, close this. What do we need to do? Gallery right up. Primary asset, so let's do this. Primary asset, primary asset. For now, we're just gonna use an image, but I'll code for like an iframe. An iframe is just embedding a video file. It allows you to embed anything, but the way YouTube works, if you want to embed, it embeds through an iframe. So let me just do this. And let's go down there. Let's go import the style sheet. Import /style/ primary asset _styles.css.js. Excuse me, not .js. There we go. Let's go to the post and use it here. We'll do a primary asset. There we go. .js right here. Good. Let's see if it's hooked up. And where is it? Right there. All right, so let's use an image for now. So we'll go here. Let's switch to language mode. We'll go JavaScript React. All right, so div, we'll just say primary. Very simple. 2 elements. Primary asset. There we go. We're just using an image. You can also use an iframe like that. But for now, we're just using an image. So let's do https://pixum. We'll do photos with 1920 by 1080. What do we get on screen? There we go. All right, let's go to the styles. Right here. Very simple again. Primary asset. We're just going to do a width of, let's say a width of 100%, left side, right side, so you guys can see it. Width of 100%. We'll save that. We'll do a padding of, let's say 10 pixels. I'll change this to just show you how this works. And then we're just going to center the asset in the section. So flex, let's say justify, center, align items, center. Now let's tackle the 2 use cases we have. The first use case is the iframe. That's the embed. We're just going to say a width, actually width or height. Width, yeah. So we'll do for the 1920 resolution. I found that 656 pixels in terms of the width looks best. And for the height, just to keep that 16/9 or 16:9 or the 1920 over 180 aspect resolution, we're going to use that same formula. So we're going to say 656 pixels times, actually not times. So that formula before in the gallery right here, this was making the width equal or relative to the height. Over here, we need the height relative to the width. So instead of times 1.77778, we'll just do divided by 1.77778 like that. We'll save, and then we can copy this. And the same thing for the image, but the image is a lot easier. Instead of a calculation, we're just going to do auto like that. And then we have this little effect there. And all that padding does is if we increase this by 5 or times 5, we just get more padding around the asset there. So let me do this like that. Let's put the padding back to 10 like that. You can do whatever you want. All right, second final thing would be the separators for the blog posts. So let's go here. Actually, responsive code first. What is this? Iframe. Yeah, this is the one. Let me copy this, copy, paste, and what are we doing here? Just different widths and heights for the iframe, and iframe here. Padding goes away for the mobile. Width to 90. Yeah, just different sizes for the asset in the section here. So let's save that and move on to the separators. Do I have one? Yes, I do. So let's do RFCE. Let's go to there, see if it works, and let's use it on a post. No, use it on a blog page. So post, and then we'll separate it like this, separator. And we'll make sure it's not JS. So we go here, and that's the separator right here. So let's code this guy up. So for the separator, you can use whatever image or symbol you want. I'm using, what do you call them? Just squares from Font Awesome. Where am I? Let's go to separator. So let's do this. Let's go language, JavaScript, React. Let's go here, let's go div, and just call it the separator like that. And I've just used 3 of these square icons. This guy right here. Let me copy this, close this. Control V, Control V, Control V. And for React, it's not class, it's class name. Save. And we get these 3 squares right here on the bottom. So let's do left side, right side. Left side, right side, go down here, and we'll do separator class right here. All right, separator. Very easy for this one. We'll do a width of 90%, actually 20%. And then we're going to do a display of flex. And let's do a justify content space between, space evenly. And then we'll do a margin, the actual separation stuff of 100 pixels, top and bottom, like that. Save, separator. We didn't import it, did we? No, we didn't. Import styles, separator styles.css. There we go. So those are separators right there. Let's increase the font size of that. Let's go font size 15, see what that looks like. Nope, that's too small. Let's go 30. And that looks okay. Let's do this. Looks better. All right, so let's add another post so we can see the almost end product. This. Blog page. Let's go post, separator, post like that. Save. We'll go back here. And that's the actual, or the other blog. So this is one blog post, separator, the other blog post. All right, so we're almost done. All we need to do now, all of this data right here is hard-coded. We're going to create a JavaScript file with an array of objects. In those objects, there's going to be a title, a subtitle key or property, copyright key or property, images key or property, and values associated with that. We're going to import that file into the blog page, and then we're going to dynamically generate the posts and the separators. And we're also going to link up these guys to the actual post. All right, so before we get on to the using the copyright file, let me just show you. I've changed the color scheme and just make it look a bit nicer. So I've added an image here. Where's that? Source components, blog page. There's the image. That's the logo. I've added a background for the style. For the style sheet for that, I've just had a background. Where is it? Background repeat of no repeat. Background size of color. And then I've just shifted it over 50%. For the image, width of 20%, height auto positioned. Shifted it left 3% from the left and 10% from the top. So it stays here with the box shadow of red. All right, so let me show you the file we're going to use to seed into this little app here. So in our copyright, I just have images for the image galleries, these things right here. Let me close this, close this, close this. So the copyright file, it's just an array of objects, and each object has a title, a subtitle, the images for the gallery, the primary asset for this portion of the video. We're using an iframe embedding a YouTube video. You can easily be an image like we have before. And in the copyright, we have copyright array. We have one piece of copyright for this section right here. And then we have another piece of copyright right here for this section right here. If you don't need, or you don't want that, just leave a blank string. But the way this is going to work is it's going to assume you have two pieces of copyright in that copyright array. So that's the first object. The second object, again, a title, subtitle, images, primary asset, copyright. And that's the empty string for the second copyright. So let's import this file and then seed it in or snake it in through the app. So blog posts. Let's go in. So the app does nothing for the blog page. We can start on the blog page then. So the blog page is going to import it, and then we're going to seed it into the post. And the post needs to seed it into the WriteUp right here. And the post also needs to seed it into the gallery right here. And then finally the primary asset right here. So let's start by importing that file here. Let's say import. And what did I call it? I think I called it, let me keep it open. I called it const default, no, export const blog posts. So blog underscore posts, and that should be from and / copyright / blog underscore posts.js. All right, so two things we need to do here. We need to take care of the generate a dynamic array of posts and generate a dynamic list of these elements, these li elements. So two functions to do that. Let's start with the posts first. So let's just say render posts like that. And then we'll have a function called render index like that, ex. So all we're going to do here is we're going to return an array. So return, and we'll say blog post is an array, so map. And each post is going to be like this. And we'll take the I for the unique key. Arrow function, and within here we're just going to return this. We'll say fragment, because we're going to need a unique key like that to differentiate it, or we get an error. And in there we're going to have the actual post here. So let's copy these two, paste that here. Let me import the fragment module, or component, excuse me. We'll say, what am I doing here? Fragment. There we go. All right, so a post and a separator. We can get rid of this. We'll call the function called render posts, like that. All right, so we have the post, and we're going to feed in the each post here, one of these objects into each post here. So let's call this the blog post. We'll call it the post is equal to that post up there. So now we're returning an array of post, separator, post, separator. We don't want, well, depending on how you want to use this, we don't want the last post to have a separator. It's just going to look kind of weird. So let's do this. We'll say if I is equal to blog posts.length -1. So it's the last post in this array here. We're going to omit the separator. We'll render a null, else we render that separator like this. And that should work. Let's go to the render in, actually let's see. Let's go to the post very quickly just to see if it's working. So this little title is going to be the title for the post here. So it's going to be post.title. So we need the props for this guy. And we'll do a props.title like that. Save that, save that. Let's see where we're going. Subtitle. And there is no title. Why is that? Fragment post. What do I call it? Props.post.title. There we go. All right, React websites, and that should be Chrome extensions or something down here. There we go. All right, so before we get on to the copyright, the gallery, let's just make sure the index is all proper. And to do that, we'll just copy this, or just cut that out there. We'll paste that in here, return. And since we're not returning a React.js component, we don't need the fragment. We're just returning JSX or this HTML stuff. So let's delete all of these guys. Let's do this, render index like that. And each index is going to have this. We'll see the blog post. We need the map, excuse me. This should be, let's do this. Return blog posts.map. We need the post and the I. Arrow function. There we go. And we'll return that. Delete. There we go. So we'll just go by the post name. So we'll say post dot, what was it be? Post title. Should be this here. And for the href, we're just going to anchor it using the post title. And so if the post title is, let's say the post title is something like this. Let's say return to sender. We are going to, let's do a capital S here. We're just going to work with a function called, what is it called? Encode URI component. Just so it makes it, because you can't put spaces in the address bar. So this URI and component stuff just converts the spaces to the appropriate key, which is, I don't know what it is. I think it's like hashtag 20% for, or hashtag 20 for spaces like that. So for the href, what we're doing is equals, we need this string literal, and we'll say encode URI component. We'll take the post.title. We'll make sure we cast it to lowercase, like this, lowercase, and that should be good. So whatever the post is here, React websites, it's going to be lowercase r, it's going to be hashtag or %20, and then lowercase w, lowercase s in websites. So encode URI component, post title, lowercase, replace anything. No, that's good. Let's see if this works. There we go. React websites, Chrome extension, and pay attention to the lower left right here. So we have React websites. Let me click this. There we go. So that's what the space is. It's hashtag, not hashtag. That's a %20 for the space. React websites. Now we just need this little thing right here, this little address to point to this, the top of this container right here. So let's go back. Let's go into the post, and we'll add an ID here. An ID will just be, we'll just say this, we'll say hashtag, and it's going to be props.post. Let me just do this. Let me copy this. Where are we at? Encode URL, lowercase, copy, paste. This will be props.post.title to lowercase, and that should work. Let's save and see if it works. F5. This should bring us down to the second post. Nope. Why is that? Chrome extension development, Chrome extension development. ID is equal to hashtag. Encode your props, post, title to lowercase. Let me see this. Let's go here. Let me spit this one out. See if it's working. Console.log. And we'll go here. Save, Control J, Shift J, console. I'll give a key to that in a second. Chrome extension development. Oh, you know what I'm doing? There should be no hashtag there. This hashtag doesn't need to be here. I can delete this. And let me give this guy a unique key. Key is equal to I. Any errors? Let's do an F5. No? Okay, good. All right, Chrome extension development, and it still doesn't go. Why is that? That's because in the index, we need the hashtag here. Anchor sign. F5, third time's a charm. There we go, Chrome extension development. We click on this guy up here, and we should go to the React websites like that. All right, so let's seed in the information of the copyright, the image gallery, the second copyright, and the primary asset. And we should be done. All right, so post, let's seed it into the WriteUp. We'll call it the copyright. So the copyright for this guy is just going to be equal to props. What is it? Post, copyright, and it's the first copyright here. 0 like that. You copy this, you post this down here, delete this, and this will be the second copyright. To the gallery, we'll just do images equals, what is it? Props.post, and what did I say the array was? Images. Post.images like that. And for the primary asset, we'll say primary_asset is equal to props post primary_asset, right? Primary_asset. Primary_asset. All right, let's deal with the copyright. So WriteUp, actually subtitle first. Props post subtitle. TLE. There we go. There we go, and there we go. All right, so let's deal with the WriteUp first, then the gallery, then the primary asset. So in the WriteUp, all we're going to do is we're going to delete this, and we're just going to go through a prop called dangerously set inner HTML. We're going to say equals, we're going to say __HTML, and we're just going to say it's equal to the props.copyright. And let's get the props here. Props, save. There we go. There's the copyright for this. Let's click read more. There we go. There's the copyright for this guy. Read more. There we go. Let's go for the gallery next. So we need the props, and we need a function called render images. So let's do a props dot, should we return props dot, what is it, images or image? What did I say? Image. Let's do images. Props.images.map. Let's say the image and the eye. There we go. Let me copy one of these or delete one of these. Paste that here. We can delete all of these here. And we can say render. Nope, wrong one. Let's say render images for this one. Render images. Render images. There we go. Space. All right. So div class name's good. Source. For the source, all we're going to do is the, what is it, image. That should be it. Let's see if that works. Save, go back, and it's not. Why is that? Image, let me do the key here first. Key equals I. So the images array, props, images. This is the gallery. Images, props, post, post, images. No, it should be. Let me see this. Let's go console.log the props. See what we're getting. Control-Shift-J. We get an object, and an object has an images array, and in that images array, we just have a bunch of paths. Should be working. Class name, image, source, image, underscore path. Let's do a console.log of the image path and see what we're getting there. Let's do this. And return. Let me just do this for now. Control-Shift-J. Yeah, the path. Oh, /. You can't have relatives like that. Let's go to the blog post and do this. X that. Let's go down here. X this. Give me a slash here. Save, go back. All right. Delete that. Uncomment. This will be the image underscore path. Delete these. Image path, what is this? Expects a return value. No, excuse me. Return that. So maybe we could have relatives. There we go. So this is the images loaded up. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should have 3, 2, 1, 2, 3 there. All right. Finally, the primary asset. So let's go over the primary asset. Same as the write-up. We're just going to go through the dangerously set inner HTML prop. Dangerously equals object underscore underscore HTML. And we'll say, what was it? Props. And we'll call this the primary asset. And we need the props here. Save. Go back. And it's not working. Why isn't it working? F5 that. Dangerously set H props primary asset. Are we getting it? Console.log props. Control-Shift-J. Object, primary asset, undefined, primary asset. That'd be here. Props, post, primary underscore asset. There we go, 2 S's. There we go. F5 that, and we are done. So, we have the little title, the site header. We have the little page name. We have every post gets a, on the right side we have the index. Every post gets a title, subtitle, copyright 1 with a read more button and the little fade effect. We have an image gallery. We have 4 images here. If we had more, we could just scroll down through the images. We have copyright 2. And then we have the primary asset right here. Again, it could be an image if you want. And all of this gets generated dynamically through a feeder file, which is the blog posts, which is just an array with objects of title, subtitle, images, primary asset, and the copyright. All right, so that's going to do it for the video. If this helped you at all, leave a like. It helps the channel grow. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And I'll see you guys in the next one.